So we're underway. Will it be New York City FC to further stamp their credentials, or will LA Galaxy, the more traditional powerhouse, get a vital away win? Drawn their last 3 games in MLS. LA Galaxy went out of the US Open Cup as well in the semi-final. They might be unbeaten in 9, but they haven't been in the form that they would like. New York City FC have drawn their last 2, but their form has been good enough to keep them top in the East. Early touch here for Josh Saunders, but much of the interest will be in the goalkeeper at the other end, and it's already fascinating to see the position that Steven Gerrard has taken up.
Yeah, he looks in well advanced. He looks as if he's just going to support Robbie Keane as much as he can. The one thing that LA Galaxy have got to contend with early on is this pitch. I think it's tighter than perhaps what they used to be playing on. It looks a really lush surface as well, and you know, make sure that they really put their foot through the ball, because it looks as if it's slowing up as it's hitting the turf. And obviously, as it's been adapted, I think there's areas of the pitch that perhaps you do get an uneven bounce every now and then.
Here's Matarrita just holding off the challenge of Dos Santos.
It's interesting, we're looking at that midfield with De Jong and Lampard, Gerrard and Pirlo, and I'm really looking forward to Harrison versus Ashley Cole. You know, because that's a vastly experienced, fantastic, wonderful left-back in Ashley Cole, and a young up-and-coming, really aggressive and tenacious right-sided player who loves to take full-backs on.
16 years between them, Ashley Cole and Jack Harrison. Don't think Ashley Cole will want to get into too many foot races with him. Here's De La Garza. Pressure from McNamara. New York City FC are capable of brilliance, but can be so suspect defensively as well. It's not for nothing that they've scored 43 times this season. They're the best goal scorers in MLS, along with the New York Red Bulls, but they've also got the second worst defense in MLS, having conceded 43.
It's amazing you can be top of the league with a goal difference of 0.
Swung in by Gerrard. Jelle Van Dam was forward. Now De La Garza. Patrick Vieira is, by all accounts, watching from one of the suites in the stadium. But Latanzio is very much on the sideline making the calls. Officially, it was described as irresponsible behaviour. They appealed, lost the appeal, and once you've lost 2 appeals for suspensions, you can't appeal again in the season. So from now on, New York City FC will have to accept what they get.
But it's Patrick's second suspension in the last 3 weeks, isn't it?
Correct, yeah.
I think that watching the game last week, obviously ending up 3-0, and they conceded in the last minute. I didn't see him do anything untoward while the game was on. As you say, it must have been after the game.
Here's Matarrita, likes to get forward, lobs it towards Lampard, and it's turned behind by Ashley Cole.
The wonderful thing about tonight is we've got some fantastic dead ball specialists. Pirlo, Gerrard, and people that want to go and score goals as well.
And add Dos Santos, Lampard to that list, McNamara too, and it's Pirlo to Tommy McNamara. And regular viewers of New York City FC will know that he can hit them from there. 4 goals this season for Tommy McNamara. Here's Matarrita. David Villa. Oh, threaded through to Lampard, and Lampard goes down. Big appeals for a penalty. Haya Marufo says no.
Well, that's an interesting one, because I think Frank would have got the return ball if it had stayed on his feet.
Well, it begs the question, He didn't have to go down. Why would he go down? Must have been some kind of contact. That would be your initial thought. Here's Briand. Villa did well to find his countryman Iraola. In towards Matarrita, who's managed to stay onside. And it's turned in by David Villa. Goal inside 6 minutes. Number 16 of the season for David Villa. And New York City FC in front in the Battle of the Bronx.
Well, I just can't work out how Matarrita's out here on his own, unmarked. It's a great ball to him. And he's got one thing on his mind. He's going to get his shot off. He's going to keep it down. He keeps it down. The op makes a good save. They're appealing for offside. I'd like to see that again as well, because David Villa is in front of the defender there. Is he just straight offside, or was he okay?
Well, remember, the goalkeeper's out of the equation. De La Garza was in a line with Villa. Was Van Dam. Steris wasn't. Let's have a look again.
And I think that De La Garza may have got back in the line of play to keep him on, but it's a close call.
Goal stands. LA Galaxy will have to come from behind.
Still trying to work out how Matarrita got down that left-hand side with no one there. Where was the right back? De La Garza.
Well,
this is the Frank Lampard incident, is it?
Yeah, absolutely, as Villa turns inside.
I think he's been caught there, Frank.
Well, in the end, it proves irrelevant because David Villa scored soon after. Moves him ahead of Sebastian Giovinco in those Golden Boot standings. When you consider that their only previous meeting was 5-1 to the Galaxy, the big start for New York as the Galaxy look to respond. It's headed behind by Briand. Galaxy corner.
Well, this is where I think Galaxy can take full advantage. Set plays, they're very poor, New York, on defending set plays. They concede, they don't get the first touch, which is always a problem. And Steven Gerrard will put a real decent delivery in here.
In from Gerrard, headed away by the goal scorer David Villa.
Can't stop scoring, can he? David Villa on the spot. To be fair, I think Diop fancied he'd made a good save. And he was there to tuck it away.
Zardis.
I don't think that's the end of the scoring.
I suspect you're right. Already feels like an open game.
Oh, it's very open, isn't it, for the top of the table clash, if you like.
Both of these teams have a habit of, how can you put it, drifting tactically, not necessarily sticking to the plan. We've already seen that with the New York City FC goal. Here's Matarrita. The great ball in, slightly overhit maybe, and Villa tries to chase it down.
Well, here's the goal again. He's definitely in front, isn't he? But I think the defender gets back, De La Garza, and that's what the linesman is looking at when he actually puts it away. But he was in an offside position when Matarrita hit his shot.
Not sure that was necessarily the best angle to show the geometry of it. That felt a bit like watching the finish to a horse race from halfway up the home straight. We'll get a better look at it as Pirlo switches it wide. Still surprising that he's only scored the one goal for New York City FC. 9 assists this season. and still the highest selling MLS shirt, the one bearing the name of Andrea Pirlo.
Well, he's a wonderful example, isn't he, of a player that has kept fantastically fit, looks after himself, and his passing and his awareness is second to none.
Forward by McNamara. That's great play from Harrison to keep that in. Tried to pick out Lampard, who's still there, and Diop somehow scrambled it away. Good pressure this from the home side. Pirlo again drifting it towards Harrison.
Well, he used all his experience there, Ashley Cole, with that aerial challenge, because he just got his body in the way. But we said this was going to be an interesting confrontation. And I think Ashley Cole now knows that he's got a game on.
Good defending from Van Dam, who stretched out the leg. And he plays it forward to Robbie Keane. 80 goals in 120 games for LA Galaxy. Great servant, another MLS MVP.
Well, it's end-to-end stuff. It's got a great tempo about it, this game. And I think after New York scoring so early, they're not sitting back on their lead.
I think they know that they can't.
No, they've got to score at least a couple, I think, to get anything from most games.
Steven Gerrard again leading the way with that press up the field. Now Tommy McNamara. Here's Jelle Van Dam. Nigel de Jong. Rolled in, flags up. Robbie Keane missed the target anyway, but the assistant on the near side was clear. Scored twice in that 5-1 win against New York City FC in California last August, Robbie Keane, and he was off.
Yeah, he's clearly offside. It's a decent ball from Nigel de Jong. They seem to be getting down this left-hand side with quite a lot of ease, New York. I think that De La Garza looks as if he's tucking in a little bit too much, and I'm still amazed at the goal, the space that Matarrita had.
Here's Frank Lampard for Andrea Pirlo. McNamara had made a run into space as well. Now Harrison. Lampard goes down. It's in Andrea Pirlo territory.
Well, it's good pressure, isn't it, from New York? They've kept the ball ever so well. Penned in LA Galaxy in and around their penalty box, and this is dangerous.
Clement Diop in the Galaxy goal. On debut, must be wondering what he's let himself in for. It's been relentless so far from New York City FC as Haya Marufo gets the wall back.
Well, the one thing he's got to do, Diop, is to just guard each side of the goal. Don't anticipate where it's going to go.
Pirlo stands over it, Matarrita as well. It's Andrea Pirlo straight into the wall. Now Harrison, though. Settles for the corner.
They're full of invention on their corners. Pirlo, I think obviously they've worked ever so hard on a training ground. They don't just put it in there. They always seem to have something up their sleeve. Like the first corner was knocked to the edge of the box.
And he looks to the edge of the area, and the shot from Matarrita is straight through and into the arms of Clement Diop, and Zardis is down. Looks like he got a blow in the face.
But I think
that's where, yeah.
I think they've blocked him off. They know the corner's going out to the edge of the box, and he was blocked off there. Another well-worked set play now.
Only won 4 home games this season, New York City, which has been one of the remarkable things about their progress. Most MLS teams build from home. The Galaxy won 6 and drawn 6 unbeaten at the StubHub. The New York City FC have done it the hard way. Very rare, given the travelling involved, that you would win 4 out of 12 at home, lose 3 and be top of your conference. You've done remarkably.
Well, I think firstly they had to contend with the size of this pitch, and I think Patrick Vieira changed the system, played 3 at the back and for a little while, and with wing backs, and then he played a 4 in midfield and, you know, 1 up top, and he was constantly changing, I think, his system and his organisation for the home games. Now he seems to have settled down a little bit over the last couple of months, and the results have been coming.
Zardis fully recovered, and the touch there is by Keane. Pirlo looking for McNamara. There's De Jong, already subject of controversy in his spell in MLS. Nigel De Jong, it's followed him everywhere. Challenges on Darlington Nagbe and Blas Perez, getting him unsavoury headlines. That was Ashley Cole wondering what sport he was playing for a moment, I think. Won the line out, though.
The ball was clearly going over his head, and I think he just saved everyone the trouble of going and fetching it.
Pirlo. Now Lampard for Iraola. Gerrard, who seems to be switching positions a little. License to roam, maybe, from Bruce Arena.
I think him and Pirlo are just like quarterbacks, aren't they? They're picking the ball up, and their first thought is, can they be offensive? Can they get that forward pass in, especially over the top of back fours? But he's trying to press high up, Steven Gerrard, and I think he's complaining that the midfield players behind him are not following him in.
This is their only meeting of this season. Regular season anyway, as Saunders is put under a bit of pressure there. This is Jefferson Mena, the Colombian. Pressured well by Steven Gerrard. Really good challenge, but it's De Jong! Big opportunity for Nigel De Jong to draw LA Galaxy level.
Well, there's that pressing again from Steven Gerrard. I think that's been part of Bruce Arena's plan. And he wins that ball there. And it falls to De Jong. I don't think he was ever confident on that left foot.
Won back well again by LA Galaxy, who are maybe finding a way into this. Keane tried to help it onto Gerrard. Harrison can't control. David Villa's early goal separates them at the moment.
Just going back to that battle on the left-hand side there between Ashley Cole and Jack Harrison. I think Ashley Cole's decided he's going to go forward and intimidate Harrison. Make him pick him up and make him defend, as opposed to Ashley Cole defending.
Cross from Zardis, turned behind by Jefferson Mena. LA Galaxy fully aware they're playing against a sometimes rickety backline, the second worst defence in MLS, remember. They will get chances. In from Gerrard and just touched away by Briand as Van Dam waited to head it in.
Well, that was a really good touch from Briand. I think Van Dam was just about to head it in.
Dos Santos, who's been a little quiet so far, the Mexican. Owner of an Olympic gold medal from London 2012. Here's Van Dam. Now Cole. Zardis trying to run in behind, and Briand turns it behind for a corner.
I do think they fancy their chances, LA Galaxy, with these set plays. If the ball goes in the right area and they can attack it. They're a big side.
And it comes again from Steven Gerrard. There's Van Dam. Right on cue, Alan, but he didn't keep the header on target.
No, he is dangerous. I think the movement, he lost his marker. It was a well-planned set play because Steven Gerrard drove it to the far post, but he really needed just to head it back towards the goal and hope someone could get on the end of it.
A little bit unnecessary from New York City FC, playing it out a bit too intricately maybe from the back. You applaud the intention, but you're being pressed like they are. Gerrard. De La Garza. There's Husidic. Now Zardis. This is better from the Galaxy. Gerrard. And down with the diagonal. De La Garza, of all people, was furthest forward there.
For their possession, LA Galaxy, they find it difficult to get Robbie Keane in the game. He looks a little bit isolated up there. Perhaps that's why Steven Gerrard's gone up to perhaps help him out and relieve a little bit of pressure, but he's not in a position where he can perhaps turn a bad ball into a good one, is he, at the moment? And it has to be perfect, the build-up play for him.
Hooked on by Villa. Harrison on the charge. Good positive goalkeeping from young Clement Diop.
He has been very positive, hasn't he, since you know, unexpected that perhaps he was going to be given the opportunity today. I think he was unlucky with a goal. He made a decent save. Just flipped up into the path of Villa. He looks confident, though.
Cole versus Harrison continues to fascinate. Referee didn't much like that challenge from Ashley Cole. Iraola, vastly experienced right back from Athletic Bilbao, playing in the centre of midfield for his new club. He finds David Villa. McNamara's in the middle. Lampard was available. Villa chose the wrong option.
Oh, he made that run again, Frank. As soon as he saw there was an opportunity, he was in there. It was just that the ball went to the far post instead of the centre of the goal, as he may have been on it.
Villa again had darted in behind. This, though, is Harrison. Matarrita. McNamara. Well, he tumbled optimistically under a challenge. Now it's De Jong.
Well, they're working ever so hard, New York, to get in the right areas to make it very difficult for LA to pass through them.
Touch there by Gerrard. This is Van Dam. Too close to Josh Saunders. Now Pirlo. Tommy McNamara. Back with Iraola. Tries to hold things together in the centre of that midfield. Here's Lampard. David Villa with a chance maybe to dart in behind, and the shot is deflected behind.
Oh, and I think that that deflection probably saved LA Galaxy there. It looks as if that was going top corner.
Lampard with 9 goals this season. Of course, he started his New York City FC career with injury, and he was widely criticised by their fans pretty publicly, but they love him now. Such a key part of their drive towards what they hope is a big end to the season. Pirlo with the corner. Well, do that a couple of times, but you can also try it one time too many.
Yeah, I think Frank Lampard just dropped off then onto the edge of the box, and in actual fact he got away from his marker, Frank, and if the ball would have been better he would have had it under control, maybe got a shot off.
Disappointed last season, LA Galaxy. Finished 5th in the West in the end, and then lost to Seattle in the playoffs in the qualifying round. Not what was required by the 5-time MLS Cup champions. For New York City FC last season, it was very steep learning curve. But this second season is where they really want to make an impact. The era in for Jason Kreis, and let's see where they end up. Away against Jason Kreis is Orlando next week, New York City FC.
I don't think the New York fans can complain about the entertainment. I mean, most of the games are end-to-end stuff. There's no negativity at all in their play. I think they would quite like to see it every now and then. when they get themselves in front with a couple of goals.
Never know, this might end up 1-0 to the New York.
Might set a trend.
I remember who their coach played for. Reminder that Patrick Vieira is in charge, but he's not in charge today. Christian Latanzio, the assistant, is giving out the orders. Vieira is suspended. De La Garza again, the right back, the edge of the area. Now Steven Gerrard. Here's Robbie Keane. De Jong.
They're in trouble trying to break this New York defence down. They've obviously worked, I would have thought they'd have worked quite hard at it, New York, in the week. You know, getting bodies behind the ball, making it difficult, showing LA Galaxy on the outside and not allowing them to go through them. And I think that's why Robbie Keane is finding it so difficult to get into the game. There's not that space around.
Yeah, Bruce Arena looked a little bit frustrated there, didn't he? Because I wouldn't say New York City FC ever looked comfortable defensively against anyone, but they've kept them out so far. Big chance for De Jong. Maybe one now for Gerrard, who looks to hit it. Blocked by Briand. Here's Dos Santos. Briand shepherds it back to his goalkeeper, Saunders.
Well, that was good defending. You know, there was tackles and bodies on the line. I think that they realise, New York, that they've got players that can open up any side. They've got them offensive players. They know that basically they can score a goal, but conceding has been the big problem. And I think they've worked ever so hard. It looks as if they've worked ever so hard this week on when they haven't got the ball. Now, what are they going to do then? They know what they're doing when they've got the ball.
Headed back in towards Dos Santos. Picked up now by Lampard. Almost. Very nearly picked out David Villa.
It's interesting that you look at all the fantastic ball-playing midfield players we've got out there at the moment, but it is, I think, the change that Patrick Vieira made, putting Iraola in that middle of the park, just as a very experienced holding midfield player to allow Frank, Lampard and Pirlo to get on with it. He's broke up a lot of things so far in this first half.
Yeah, well, it was an imaginative idea to play an experienced right back in there. And Iraola looks to the manner born. Couple of just defensive concentration lapses by the Galaxy so far. Notably for the goal, when Matarrita had the run of the left-hand side of the field. Here he is again. Keane out to try and meet him. Matarrita's cross was over everyone.
Yeah, I think when we see the goal again, we couldn't quite work out how Matarrita had so much time to gallop down this left-hand side into the box and one-on-one with the keeper. I think the fullback, De La Garza, had pushed over. Completely lost his bearings.
It's a dangerous ball as well, but retrieved by the aforementioned De La Garza. Here's Dos Santos. Again, they play themselves into trouble. It's David Villa in for two. Surely no. Golden chance for David Villa. Diop did just enough. And he really fluffs his lines here, Villa.
Oh, what are they doing, trying to play it at the back? But once Villa's through, you feel he's going to score. It's a great save from Diop. But as the ball comes back to David Villa, you fancy him just to put it in the bottom of the corner. And that's it, 2-0.
Steris at fault, Galaxy at fault, and Bruce Arena's going to have a lot to say to them at half-time.
Well, that's a real let-off. The man in form, David Villa, I don't think he can quite believe he's missed it.
The only thing that a regular watcher of New York City FC would say is that David Villa, top of the Golden Boot standings, yes, but he does get a lot of chances and he does miss plenty. Gets himself into the positions, of course.
You'd have backed him there once it came back. I think it was a really good save from Diop. But once it come back to him, you'd have fancied him to a bit of composure just to put it away.
Here's Zardis. Maybe they need to get him more central. Runs from out wide. Lampard back covering.
Well, I think that may be a move that Bruce Arena makes, I think, at half-time. Putting Zardis up top with that pace and power, because I think that New York at the moment are quite comfortable with Robbie Keane playing just in front of them.
Dos Santos wants to hit one, and I think Saunders saw it swinging away from his goal quite early. 8 for him this season. Gerrard involved plenty so far. And of course, both Steven Gerrard and Frank Lampard will be aware back home, the battle of the Premier League legends and all that. Lampard edging it at the moment. Here comes Matarrita. Vucinic to bring it away. Now Zardis brushes Jason Hernandez out of the way. Half, as Alan was saying, has been played at a really good tempo. Just the one goal, but really entertaining.
As I said before, I think it's a little bit frustrating for Robbie Keane. They can't seem to get him into the game, and he's not the sort of player now that will go into the channels or go in behind back fours. He wants most things to feet, and I think they're finding it quite comfortable to block him out at the moment. May open up a little bit more, perhaps the second half, but he has been out for a couple of weeks injured, hasn't he?
Well, he was out because of the concussion protocol. You just can't play when you've had concussion. Quite rightly, very strongly enforced protocol in MLS. Now Hernandez. Mention New York's poor home form. The Galaxy, despite being very strong at home, are pretty poor away. They've won only 3 of their 11 away games this season. At the moment, it's going to be 3 of 12. They're still very strong, and they'll still be a big player in post-season. De Jong for Gerrard. Gerrard this time for Dos Santos. Oh, it's almost a carbon copy of what happened 2 or 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, I think they don't mind having a shot against Josh Saunders from distance. I think that sometimes his reaction to them long shots are a little bit late. I think he went down there a little bit late, although the ball was going well wide.
Here's De Jong. Now Steris, new this season from the LA Galaxy 2 side, from which Clement Diop came as well. formerly at San Diego State for his education, and a really good football program there as well. And Daniel Sturridge has done well to develop into a first-choice centre-half for LA Galaxy. Yellow Van Dam. A warm old afternoon in New York, and one or two of the players are feeling it. McNamara. Roll back by David Villa for Pirlo, looking for the run of Harrison.
That was a great little ball, wasn't it? He was looking the other way, Pirlo, making out he was going to pass it out wide. He knew exactly what he was going to do, just reversed it back and just hit it a little bit too firm.
Keane. Steven Gerrard now to loft it over the top. Looking for Dos Santos that time. Here's De Jong. Oh, De La Garza thought about going down, I think, and eventually did. Felt he was fouled, and the referee has finally agreed.
Does he give a corner, or has he brought it back for a foul?
Well, he went absent for the only goal of the game. He waited a while, didn't he, to give that free kick, to take it back to that position. Haya Marufo gives Steven Gerrard a chance to produce something. David Villa's header, and then Nigel de Jong's overhead, and Saunders seemed to go down early. The ball took an awkward bounce, and he did well in the end to save it.
What he did, because I think firstly he didn't expect the overhead kick from Nigel de Jong, but it just pops up, doesn't it, in front of him. He makes a good save in the end.
Gerrard's corner, that's better from Josh Saunders. 5 years at LA Galaxy, the New York City FC goalkeeper. He wouldn't want to make a mistake in this game. There's Matarrita. Now Harrison. Harrison's going to go on his own. He is such a talent, the teenager. But the young goalkeeper, Clement Diop, was equal to it.
Well, he's so dangerous when he comes inside, Jack Harris. He's playing on the right-hand side, but he can come inside with that left foot. And he bends it top corner. It's a good save from Diop in the end.
Used his feet, the goalkeeper, really well to create the save. And now from Pirlo. Header by Zardis.
Well, he looks full of confidence, doesn't he, coming into such a big game, and you can see why perhaps Bruce Arena has put him in there. You know, you've got to blood these young players at some stage. And if he fancies he's going to be the player of the future, then give him his opportunity.
Yeah, he has looked good. You mentioned already, unfortunate with the goal. He's produced a couple of other good saves, notably that one and the one from Villa. His only experience at any kind of level before was LA Galaxy 2. He didn't play at Amiens, his previous club in France. And that was Hernandez on Van Dam. Hasn't shown a card in this first half. Haya Marufo. That might have been the first time that he just thought about it.
He's got forward ever so well, Van Dam. He's got down that left-hand side on a couple of occasions now for a centre-half. This is dangerous. I think Steven Gerrard will be a bit disappointed with his delivery so far, but if he can put it in that danger area, I think they've got a chance.
In from Gerrard it goes. It's touched just wide. That's the best free kick from Gerrard so far in the game.
Yeah, well, it cleared the first man and had a lot of pace on it. I think they thought that was in.
Well, the game has flown by. Doesn't look like we're going to have any added on time at the end of this first half, so David Villa's goal will be the story of it, as will his miss. There is the half-time whistle from Haya Marufo, and the home fans at the moment are happy. It was David Villa on 6 minutes with his 16th goal of the season. The youngster Clement Diop's had a really good debut, but Villa did find a way past him. There was a strong suspicion of offside about the goal, and Villa really should have made it too later on in the game when he went round Diop and couldn't finish it off. LA Galaxy have been a little disappointing. Bruce Arena, I think, will have much to say to them at half-time. You can expect an improved performance from them as well. But in the sunshine, Arena has read the riot act or changed anything. They only trail by a goal. Keane and Gerrard get the second half underway. Just to emphasize as well, it is a very warm day in New York, which just affect the players a little bit as well. Here's Steris. Now Lampard. David Villa. And here's Tommy McNamara. Villa with a little touch, and Harrison in behind him. Pirlo. Away by De Jong. Now Giovanni Dos Santos. Sardis maybe a little bit more central in this second half.
Well, I think that's an example of how hard they're working. Pirlo getting back like that, helping out defensively.
Here's Gerrard.
Quick.
LA Galaxy travel to Chicago in the week on this little road swing, and then home games against Vancouver and Columbus. It's at home where they really do their work, where they pick up their points. There's Cole, and away by Mena. He just has that end-to-end feel about it again.
I think what looks like what LA are doing is that the two centre-halves are splitting somewhat, and I think that Husidink or Nigel de Jong's going back into that to make it a back three and allowing Ashley Cole and De La Garza to play like wing-backs, because Ashley Cole just found himself on the edge of New York's box, and Van Dam is pushing further out onto this left-hand side, so he may have just made a tactical change more than perhaps wanting to make a personnel change.
There's Daniel Steris, and now AJ De La Garza. Nearly 200 appearances for LA Galaxy, the right back, but he was at fault for the New York City FC goal. Harrison. Second goal would just give them that little bit of comfort, New York. Pirlo. Now Gerrard. Here's Dos Santos in a little bit of space. Ashley Cole's in the middle, and he floats it. Dos Santos looking for Zardis. No foul by Villa on De La Garza.
think that was another example of the freedom the two fullbacks have been given now by Bruce Arena. Ashley Cole found himself in the box there.
We'll see if it affects the game. But credit to Bruce Arena for changing something, for giving them a different kind of focus and perspective. Zadis. Here's Van Dam. Brief spells at both Southampton and Wolverhampton Wanderers in England.
It's noticeable how condensed and tight they are, New York, defensively. You know, there's not a lot of space out there for LA to play through them. They're getting behind the ball when they've lost possession, and they're making it very difficult. Obviously something, as I said earlier, that they've worked on, and something they've had to work on, because they're so good going forward, i.e. all the goals they're scoring, but defensively they've had a problem.
Dangerous ball out there from Clement Diop. Here's Pirlo. Do have options on the bench, the Galaxy. May not be long before Arena uses one or two of them. Here's Tommy McNamara, though. That was a confident leave by Clement Diop in the Galaxy goal.
Well, it was, and I think we've seen Tommy McNamara come on that right foot on plenty of occasions and bend it top corner. So yeah, confident goalkeeping.
Well, you know where your left-hand post is, I guess you know where it is. Talking of those options for Bruce Arena, he's got Emmanuel Boateng, he's got Sebastian Lletget, and Alan Gordon, who scored against New York last August, and Mike McGee, former MLS MVP as well. They could all come on and influence things in an attacking sense. Now Pirlo. One back by Van Dam. That was a curious pass from David Villa, but Hernandez makes some sense out of it. There goes Lampard.
You like that bit of skill from Pirlo there. Very quick feet.
Oh, lovely little touch from David Villa. They're appealing what they thought was a foul on Matarrita. Forward by De Jong. Here's Zadis. Gerrard.
Once again, I think that we've got to give New York some credit here. because the pitch is tight anyway, they're making it even tighter. They're really organised themselves defensively. There's not a lot of gaps in there, and I think they're frustrating LA Galaxy. And Steven Gerrard there has to try, you know, million-dollar balls to try and open them up. They find it very difficult and frustrating. I'm sure Bruce Arena must be thinking about making a change.
Yeah, how long do you leave it? I think De Jong much like that challenge from Matarrita. He gets a word from Haya Marufo. I wouldn't say De Jong was the player you'd pick out to annoy in the opposition.
Absolutely, don't want to upset him.
Just ask Xabi Alonso. Here's Dos Santos. Now Van Damme. Harrison caught there by Van Damme.
Well, he just blocked him off, didn't he? I'm sure the ref saw that. That may be the first yellow card.
Van Damme's come close on another couple of occasions. There's Gerrard. Not so far been able to influence the game as he would like.
No, he's dropped off into a more familiar midfield role, and it's allowed Zardes to go up there and support Robbie Keane. And as I say, tactically, the centre halves have opened up, and Van Damme's down here, and you're seeing Steres out on the right-hand side. So they're trying to create space. They've got an extra body up top, with Vardy's going down the middle now.
Here's Van Damme. I wonder at what point does Robbie Keane maybe need a blow.
Well, there's not much happening for him. I think that he hasn't been presented with an opportunity anywhere near the goal mouth. He's had to drop off to pick any sort of ball up.
Now Diop. Galaxy can start again. Here's Robbie Keane. Foul by Matarrita.
I think the referees forgot about Van Damme's block a couple of minutes ago, because it was a blatant obstruction.
Vucinic, now Keane. Here's Gerrard. How many times has that happened though, Alan?
Yeah, I think they're now perhaps trying a little bit too hard, LA Galaxy, to open up this New York defence. As I say, it's very tight and compact. The pitch is anyway, but they're making it even more difficult by getting bodies behind the ball. There's not a lot of space out there for Galaxy to thread them through balls.
Reminder, this is only the second time they've met in their history. New York City FC just coming into the league last season. Here's De Jong. Stikol was in an offside position. Just feels like they need an injection of something. They need a change. They need a fresh approach. It's drifting away from LA Galaxy at the moment.
Yeah, they're looking a little bit frustrated and despondent. They need a lift, I think. Either getting back into the game or a substitution or two.
Cleared by Saunders. As for New York City FC, they're happy, I think, just to be in front and to allow the game to go on at this tempo.
Well, I think it's the first time I've seen them perhaps, you know, sit on what they've got and get behind the ball and dog it out. I think they know they've got players out there. They've got the players, the offensive players, that will create at least one more really good chance that may see them take the game.
Bruce Arena spoke in the week about how tight Colorado kept it last week and how hard they were to break down in that 1-1 draw. Don't think he would have expected this from New York City FC, having watched them.
No, I think the first goal was obviously going to be vital, whoever scored it, and if Galaxy perhaps would have got it first, then it may have been perhaps a different tempo and to the game, different attitude. But I'm quite impressed with what New York have done. I think they've had to, at some stage, realise they can't keep conceding these goals, and they've got to make it more difficult defensively.
Well, you said with some confidence after David Villa scored that we hadn't seen the last of the goals, and I totally agreed with you, and now I'm just starting to wonder. Well,
it may be the new manager in charge of New York.
Yeah, Latanzio.
Yeah, Latanzio, who was with me, he was with me at West Ham. He worked in the academy when I was at West Ham, and then went off to Man City with Mancini, and that's where I think he must have met Patrick Vieira, and now he finds himself in New York.
I knew he must have learned it all from you. Well, here's Gerrard.
There's nothing wrong when it's a top of the table clash. You get your goal and then you ask the question of the other team. You see it often enough in the Premier League.
Space there for Husidic. Yeah, their approach today is a fairly normal one. It's just that we're not used to seeing it from them. Flag up on the near side against David Villa.
Well, this is normally around about the time when a manager's thinking about making the change. And I'm sure Bruce Arena is contemplating that now.
I'm surprised he hasn't made a change.
Well, perhaps the change he's going to make, he's going to be with a bit delicate, one of the bigger players.
There's Cole. Slipped forward by Gerrard, looking for Ashley Cole.
Definitely one or two of the players feeling the heat here today.
Well, Galaxy are going to make that change. Robbie Keane will stay on, but Baggio Husidic is the player to be going off. It's deflected behind for a corner. Sebastian Larget is the player who's going to come on. Briefly and formally of West Ham United, mentioning them. Played in the FA Cup for West Ham. And a useful contributor. Robbie Keane, you can see, staying on. Husidic, the player, withdrawn. I wonder if Larget can change the flow of this game. Forward by Gerrard towards Keane. Here's Hernandez. Jason Hernandez at the bottom of your picture wearing the number 2. Gave away his number 21 shirt to Pirlo. It's floated in. Harrison's there to attack it, but committed a foul there on Ashley Cole.
That was another bit of experienced defending. I think Ashley Cole knew that the challenge was coming. Jack Harrison could tower above him, really, and he just got his body there first and made sure there was contact on set plays. You expect a bit more.
And the curious thing, as I said, is that still just one goal for New York City FC. Pirlo was never mega prolific, but you'd have expected more than that.
Well, at least make the keeper make a save. I think that's the first thing. Just get it over the wall. Just running out of steam a little bit this game. I think that obviously the conditions are very difficult. Just needs a little bit of injection this last 15 minutes.
Now Zardes. That's why I'm surprised that Bruce Arena's made just that one change. Ball by Hernandez. David Villa buys the free kick out of Steris.
He's done it ever so well. He's done it on numerous occasions. He's the only man up there, but he makes sure that them defenders know he's about. Just his body in the way, and he bought the foul there.
Yeah, that was all of his vast experience from his days at Valencia and Barcelona. And was a much garlanded striker for the Spanish national team. Wherever he has gone, his scoring record has been extraordinary. As De Jong finds Keane, who tries to slip the pass through. Larget tracked back by RJ Allen.
That's the first time I think that LA Galaxy have come somewhere near to opening up this defence in his second half.
Here's De Jong. Ashley Cole's offside again. See, that's the kind of reaction that in English football this season would be an instant yellow card.
I think they're complaining perhaps it was clearly onside.
Forward by Allen. Here's Pirlo. Suddenly they've got 4 against 3. It's Frank Lampard. Now it's Harrison. Can he find a way through? He can't. Gerrard was back there. By all accounts, Lampard and Harrison have become good friends.
Yeah, I think that while they was both out injured, I think they teamed up together. I mean, Frank's feeling the heat as well now. I think that this last 12 minutes will be quite difficult for one or two of them.
Mike McGee's in his second spell with LA Galaxy. Former Red Bulls player as well, and former MLS MVP. As Villa has the chance to grab a second. He keeps getting unlikely chances, David Villa.
Well, defensive slip-ups as well. I think that the keeper trying to play the ball out. I think he'd be disappointed that he hasn't finished that. Meant he had to chip it over Diop, but he didn't get it off the ground.
Can McGee make the difference? He has a habit of producing in the postseason, Mike McGee. It's what he's known for. It's earned him the nickname Mr. November. Can he be the man here? Now Villa. Then rolled into Matarrita this time. Good feet from Villa. Really good save by Diop.
I think he's hurt himself as well there. Maybe a bit of cramp. It's a terrific shot, isn't it? It gets on that left foot. It's a cute angle. He makes the keeper save it. I think as he comes down Diop, I think it's a bit of cramp.
Yeah, he's still struggling a bit. Goalkeeper getting cramp. It shows you how hot it is. Pirlo with the corner. Oh, it's touched out to Matarrita. And then it span awkwardly. Did it hit the hand of De La Garza? New York City players certainly thought so, and then Saunders is way out of his goal. Frank Lampard is about to be replaced here. You can see Federico Bravo, the Argentine, on loan from Boca Juniors, about to make his entrance. Here again, oh, he's rolled it in wonderfully. The touch, though, was a poor one from Harrison. And look at Diop, he's still struggling.
It's just a great bit of goalkeeping, that was. He was off his line so quick. Especially if he's carrying that little bit of cramp, and but he was there like a flash.
De Jong, still the early David Villa goal separates them. What has, frankly, been a disappointing game, but is it going to have a grandstand finish? Van Dam squeezes it just wide. Big chance for the Galaxy.
What it was, I mean, the centre half's up there again, but as the ball's played in, Steven Gerrard, he lets it bounce. He just needs to get the half volley away and along the floor, sort of hits it into the ground, puts it wide. You can't quite believe it. That was their chance.
Well, long gone are the days of Frank Lampard being booed off. Much more of a hero now. Bravo is a defensive midfielder. It's another sign that Christian Latanzio is settling for that. Going to shut up shop, as they have done for much of the second half. But they won't care. This would be a massive scalp. This would be as significant as the win against the Red Bulls.
And I think the performance, I think that the way they've set about it will send a little bit of a statement now. Perhaps there's a bit of a change going on at New York in the way that they're going to attack games from now on.
I think it also says, Alan, that, you know, if we can beat you, we can win it. We could be MLS Cup winners. Long way to go, of course, but it will give them self-belief.
I like the fact they've treated it like a big game, you know, and they've got their noses in front. Now they've made it very difficult for Los Angeles. No, we just had that half chance. We just had that chance there for Van Dam. Perhaps a forward might have finished it, not a centre back, but they've made it really difficult. They've worked ever so hard defensively.
But the big chance is Robbie Keane's, isn't it? The header. I know it came to him quickly, but you're asking him to head it into an empty net. Emmanuel Boateng is going to come on for Nigel de Jong, an attacking move from LA. And Steven Mendoza is on for New York as well. Great to see who Mendoza's going to replace. He's on for Matarrita. Sort of makes sense, because Matarrita wasn't playing left back anymore. RJ Allen is. So Mendoza, who starred for Chennai in that Indian Super League, is on. Couple of goals. The Colombian very quick, but you still wonder a little about his end product. Interesting, isn't it, that all, apart from Lampard, the big guns have stayed on. Villa run himself into the ground. Robbie Keane looks tired. It was a little confusing to see Zardis coming off and Keane staying on, it must be said, given how threatening they were looking.
Yeah, and I think they possibly needed someone who could run in behind this New York back four. But it has been so deep, it's been difficult to find any space out there.
Here's Boateng. Now Gerrard. Picked up by Harrison. He's lost his footing there. LA Galaxy are running out of time here. Hernandez has played himself into trouble here. In the end, he's grateful to put it out for a throw.
Well, they're both complaining to each other, but there's obviously a lack of communication there between Saunders and Hernandez.
In again from Gerrard. Mike McGee appeals for a penalty. Assistant said it was chest. Now Mendoza. Here's Pirlo. Couldn't quite release Boateng. Gerrard for Robbie Keane for Emmanuel Boateng. It's going to be a LA Galaxy corner here as the clock ticks towards 3 minutes to go. Can they find a late equaliser?
Well, Galaxy will know that this has been their Achilles heel, New York, set plays. I think you'll see them really bursting to get on the end of this.
Taken by Gerrard, away by Iraola. Crucially, Harrison there to pick it up on the edge of the area. Might have been their Achilles heel this season, but they've looked quite solid tonight.
I think defensively they've been excellent on all the set plays. Their organisation, they've made it very difficult. As I say, I think it's a sea change. I think it's something that they must have discussed midweek to come up with this sort of performance.
Now Cole. Gerrard knows a thing or two about scoring late goals, and he looks to find another raking pass for McGee that time. Only Sasha Kleshchen from New York Red Bulls has more assists in MLS than Steven Gerrard this season. And look at those home fans, and look how much this means to them.
Well, I think they appreciate perhaps the professionalism of the performance. I think there's been a lot of criticism of their defensive qualities and the goals they've been leaking, and I think that the fans appreciate that they're trying to do something about it.
Here's Mendoza. Harrison available. Mendoza keeps going. Crowd of 35,000 at Yankee Stadium, looking to enjoy the closing moments of this game. A historic win again for New York City FC if they can hold on. It's the most decorated team in MLS. There's Dos Santos though for Boateng. Nearly found its way through to McGee. Harrison now.
And that was good defending again. The two centre-backs have been really strong this afternoon.
Gerrard for Boateng. Onto his left foot he goes! Always rising.
Well, I think there was a chance. I mean, Boateng, once he comes onto that left foot, he keeps that down. That'll give Saunders all sorts of problems.
They've had their chances. Are they going to create one more? There'll be 3 minutes added on here for these fans to see out. It's great to see a proper football atmosphere. Proper game in a proper stadium. MLS is a league that's going places. The fans in New York have really bought into it. It looks to expand to Atlanta, to Minnesota. Team after team arriving. Becoming a thing in the USA again. Here's Van Damme. Galaxy can still silence these New York fans. Now, Steven Gerrard to line it up.
Sometimes old Josh Saunders has a little bit of a delayed reaction, doesn't he? I think that he seems to decide he's going to dive a little bit late, even though the ball's probably not on target, but he does give you a little scare every now and then.
Did it with a De Jong overhead kick, didn't he? He was
Yeah.
a bit painfully late to get down to that.
I think Dos Santos had a few efforts in the first half where he was a little bit uncertain.
Mendoza just runs away from him. Over a minute of the added-on time negotiated here by New York City FC, and if there has been a surprise, the result may not be, but the manner of it is that Galaxy have been largely snuffed out here. Here's David Villa.
I think for once, I think that New York have relied more on their defensive qualities than perhaps their attacking qualities.
Now Cole. They will celebrate in the New York sunshine if they can just negotiate the next minute or so. Now that might be the first yellow card of the game in its last minute. Yeah, it is. Mendoza tried to get around De La Garza. What a shame after such a lenient performance from Haya Marufo that he had to book him, didn't he?
Yeah, I think Mendoza, he was away, wasn't he? And professional foul in the end.
Another coming together. David Villa on the wrong end of it. Now Mendoza. Villa just not able to control the cross. Seconds remain now. Galaxy need to get the ball back, but I don't think they're going to. It's Pirlo. Iraola. Home fans are all looking at their watches here. They came here to see a moment of history, and they have seen it. It is a first win for New York City FC against the much garlanded LA Galaxy, the team of superstars, beaten at Yankee Stadium. Big win for Vieira, and more specifically Lattanzio over Bruce Arena. The goal from David Villa on 6 minutes past the excellent Clement Diop, who had a debut to